Most of the requests that I'm getting is for shoulders and upper back. So we're really just going to hone in on the thoracic region of the upper back. So those 12 vertebrae that just connect your rib cage. And then that's just kind of just more mobility we're going to focus on. So not the lumbar that goes the forward and back. Thoracic is really your range to kind of twist and open. And of course, it's all kind of holistically connected to the shoulders, to your hips, to your pelvis, and then of course your limbs. So as we move, you'll see how it's all connecting in together. So the focus today is just the thoracic mobility. All you need is a block. When you're ready, we'll get started. Straight back onto your back body. Soles of the feet together, knees can open up, and then arms. Let's go cactus arms. If that is a bit of a challenge for your shoulders and your upper back right now, just do arms alongside the body. And give yourself permission to take up space. If the soles of the feet together and that hip opener is drawing any unwanted pressure into the lower body or into the pelvis, be willing to negotiate that into the soles of the feet down and knees together, and then just release the pelvic floor. So you're just going to arrive somewhere that feels conducive to your body. And then once you get there, close the eyes, relax the jaw. Feel the breath as it tracks in through the nasal passages to the lowest parts of the belly, and notice where your expansion is. And as you expand to the full inhalation, you might feel the back body pressing into the floor just a bit more actively. And the back of the rib cage and chest. And then notice your exhalation, the deflation of the lungs, the ribs knitting back in together, the lower belly drawing towards the back body. Maybe even kind of that floor, that mula bandha, you might feel like a lift of your flooring towards your ribs. And then that suction cup sort of action. And so it's a very conscious focus on the breath here, just to see how all of these parts are interconnected. So as you inhale and you're expanding, you feel the bones expand, you feel the muscles expand, that tissue. And then the exhalation with the release, with the softening, the decompression. And see if you can breathe into the back body. So as you inhale, instead of feeling the frontal body expand, feel the back body expand. So you're breathing in and around the shoulder blades, to the back of the ribs, all the way to the pelvic floor, so that heart-shaped bone in the lower back. And you're just getting a little bit more focused imprint of the back body onto the mat. And then as you exhale, just noticing what naturally lifts off of the floor. We're going to go about 5 more breaths here. If you want to explore more range in the arms, if you were in cactus arms, maybe you reach the fingertips towards each other and the elbows come a bit higher. You just want to make sure the forearms are still on the floor here. If the forearms of the arms are elevated or any kind of pulling is taking place, you want to just be willing to back off. Maybe the last breath or two, setting an intention for your practice. So the idea of maybe freeing the thoracic region, or in turn just freeing the body a bit. I find that mobility, the body is free to move without restrictions. That's a really great feeling. You take away kind of the tightness and the tension or any pain or discomfort that you feel when you incorporate that freedom to move. Good. Slowly extend the feet away from the body. Reach the arms up and overhead. Just take a nice stretch through the entirety of the body. If you're still on the blocks, that's okay. You just feel a lifting, an extra lift, and a bit more into that back body. And if you want to shift a little bit from side to side, good. If you're on the blocks, roll to one side, remove the blocks from the back body, come back onto your backs. And you're going to meet us all exactly as we were just a moment ago, with the toes reaching away and the fingertips extending. And see if you can press the backs of the hands down once you get there. Really root the heels into the mat. Good. And then slowly draw the knees into the chest, reach the arms around, hug everything in. So the thighs reach towards the ribs. Add some movement from side to side, circle into the pelvic floor. Good. Heels are going to extend up towards the ceiling. Arms are going to go alongside the body, palms down, really rooting the shoulder blades into the mat. So reach through to the ball. So the balls of the feet reach up towards the ceiling and you spread through the toes. Good. And then now relax the toes, flex the feet so you're reaching the heels towards the ceiling. You might have a micro bend or maybe even a heavier bend into the knees. That's okay. You just start to feel that connection. So as the legs meet the torso, you're tapping into the psoas muscles. You feel the calves, the Achilles tendons, the hamstrings. And then just find your full edge. So if you're reaching through the heels and that feels really good to really straighten and elongate the legs, feel free to do that. Support the lower body if you need to bring the hands underneath. And take an inhale. Exhale, you're going to lower, hover the legs just above your mat. Feel that back body rooting down, navel drawing in towards the spine. Inhale, slowly reach the legs back up, reach through the heels, keep that extension, full inhalation. Notice the same expansion through the back body, the shoulders, the rib cage, the lower back. Exhale, lower and hover. So keep extending through the heels. Feel the muscles wrapping around the bones. Feel that connective tissue where the legs meet the torso getting stronger. Good. Inhale, floats the legs back up like a little bubble to the surface. Exhale, lower and hover. Get to the bottom of the exhalation and pause. Inhale as you lift up. So we'll just go about 5 more. You can move on your own breath with your own rhythm. You can go as fast or as slow as you want. I do encourage slow, so it's really mindful. And you feel how all of these parts are interconnected. So the feet aren't separate from the shoulders. They're all kind of weaved in together by your fascia. You find your edge and linger into it. Last 1 or 2. Relax any tension in the jaw and the shoulders. And even though it's connected, see if you can isolate. Isolate into the abdominals, isolate into the psoas muscles. Inhale as you lift up. This time you're going to open the legs wide on your in-breath. And then exhale, crisscross the legs. Doesn't matter which leg's in front. Inhale as you open. Exhale, crisscross. Inhale, open. Exhale, crisscross. And we'll go just about 5 more. So you're just getting some unhinging in the joints here. So creating some fluidity and lubrication around where the legs meet the torso. We'll stretch into that connective tissue there. Good. Wide and then crisscross. Good. We'll bring the left leg on top, crisscross the legs, bend at the knees. Draw the knees away from the body so you're reaching the toes away. You're welcome to stay here with the palms down and the torso down, or you begin to elevate the head, elevate the shoulders, reach the arms forward. Knees are just over the hips here, or maybe they track slightly forward. And keep a little tangerine underneath the chin so you stay nice and easy in the neck. Keep squeezing the inner thighs together and let the toes reach even more forward. Good. Inhale, knees draw forward, head relaxes back. Exhale, lift up, track the toes forward, draw the knees away. See if you can lift the shoulders as much off the mat so a hand could slide under there. Inhale, you can release the head back or keep the head lifted, bring the knees in. And then exhale, toes draw away. Keep hugging the hips, the thighs in together, outer hips in together. Inhale, knees draw in. Exhale, reach the toes. Good. Inhale in. Exhale out. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. This time, drop the head. Let the knees fall to the right side of your mat. Extend that left arm out for a side twist. Left shoulder really anchors down into the mat. So that's at the range of motion in your thoracic band. So you're twisting from where those 12 vertebrae connect into your rib cage. So that's your kind of range of motion here. And you want to breathe into that range of motion. And if it feels particularly tight, that left shoulder might aim to lift, or the left arm. And then you just don't have to go so far over. So try to keep that left shoulder anchored, or maybe a towel underneath. Knees can draw towards that right shoulder. Use the right hand to press down and breathe into the outer hip. Breathe into that D-band. Like every breath nourishes the spine. One more breath here. Breath out. Bring the knees to center. Hug in. You're going to reach down the shin bones for the feet. And then begin to draw the feet towards the head. So the knees hug in together. The feet go wide. And you take this a bit into the outer hips. But more than the outer hips, see if you can really root the tailbone down. Anchor the pelvic floor. And then feel that kind of release out of the outer hips. A few rounds of breath here. Good. Go ahead and release. Extend the legs up. Arms alongside the body, or maybe the arms go up and overhead. You can hook the thumbs together, spread through the fingers. Flex the feet, reach through the heels. Big breath in. Big breath out as you exhale, lower and hover the legs. Make sure you get to the bottom of the breath. Inhale as you lift up. And we'll do that for about 10 cycles here. So just moving with your own breath, be able to modify if you need to modify, if there's any discomfort that shows up in the lower back. Be willing to cushion or use the hands to support. And you just want to feel connected. So every region of the body just hugging in towards the center, towards the midsection of you. Good, really nicely done. Last few here. Last one. Good. Crisscross the legs open wide. So you're just kind of fluttering the legs, releasing any tightness or tension that might have shown in. And just feeling into your full range of motion if you're able to. I have the door, so I'm a little constricted, but finding it for yourself if you can. Good. And then we'll end with the right leg on top. Bend the knees. Reach the arms alongside the body. If they're not, knees will draw away from the body here. Toes can point away. And you just feel that connection. All of a sudden, you're in that transverse abdominals into the lower belly abdominals. Good. Head can lift, shoulders can lift, arms can go forward, or you can keep the head down if that's a bit much. Inhale, knees are going to draw towards the heart. Exhale, toes draw the legs away. Keep hugging the inner thighs together, hug the outer hips together. Inhale, knees draw in. Exhale, feet reach away. Good, 5 rounds. Just moving with your breath. If you need to release the head back, feel free to do that. Just find the freedom as you move here. Last 2. Last 1. Knees come back in. You're going to drop the knees to the left side. Adjust the hips to the right slightly. Right arm's going to extend out. And the gaze will go out over the right hand. If you want to bend the elbow, you can bend it here as well. Just be mindful that the right shoulder stays anchored down into your mat. So you feel that wingspan. You're breathing into the front of that right deltoid, into the serratus muscle. That right rib cage is your intercostal. And then maybe the knees draw a little bit closer towards the ribs on that left side. And you just take a really beautiful rinsing here. Focus the in breath to expand. And then focus the out breath to really wring and rinse those inner organs. And then at the same time, wring and rinse in that thoracic spine. So just nourishing into the vertebrae, nourishing the muscles on either side of the spine. And last 2 breaths. Inhale, let the knees slope back to center. Keep the cross of the legs, reach the arms around. So both shoulder blades are imprinting into your mat. You have a nice neutral spine here, and you're just going to reach around for the shin bones and just take a really nice little double pigeon or eagle leg reclined hip opener. If you can reach around for the feet, you can take the feet here. But the main thing is just feel stable in the torso, so then it gives you that freedom to explore the outer hips. And relax the space between the eyebrows, relax the jaw. And then notice your breath as it moves in the belly. So where you're expanding and maneuvering and finding that freedom of spaciousness. Good. Reach the legs up, unwind, let the legs go wide. Reach the fingertips towards the ceiling, begin to lift the head, lift the shoulders. Arms can stay reaching up, or you can reach the arms forward. And then we'll pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, like you're cinching your waist. 3, 2, 1. Crisscross the ankles, rock and roll the length of the spine. So just nourishing the spine here with movement. If that's too intense, you can roll to one side, come up and over into tabletop, and then take a few cat-cow breaths. And then when you're ready, you'll go up and over, and we'll meet everybody in that tabletop. Palms will press down, tops of the feet will root down, drop the belly, inhale, look up. Exhale, round, curl the toes, push the floor away, press it back, down dog. Right hand's going to stay down, left hand's going to reach for the outer right thigh, right calf, or right ankle for just a twist here. So you're already warmed up into the spine, so you can really start to explore more motion, more range of motion. So maybe the hand slides a little bit closer towards the ankle or the outer foot. Draw the hips back to neutral. Squeeze the outer hips together. As much weight in that left foot as the right foot. One more breath into the spine. Exhale, left hand finds the mat. Right hand lifts. And then maybe you start at the outer left thigh and then slide the hand down, so you're exploring what new space that you have, what new mobility you have in that thoracic region. So that twisting, that 2/3 of our movement, our twisting movement comes from the thoracic band. 2/3 of the movement of our body is from the thoracic band. The twisting ideally and specifically is from the thoracic.
So just visualizing where the ribs meet the spinal cord, and then that's your motion. Every new breath is an opportunity to create more space and more flexibility. Good. Right hand's going to release down. Down dog. Paddle it out. Any sort of movement that feels really organic to your body right now, go ahead and incorporate it in. Inhale with your new breath, high plank, high push-up. Feel the shoulders drawing wide on the back. Good. Lower the knees down. Sit the hips back into the heels, and you're just going to grab for your block. So I'll do it facing you guys. Yeah. So block or a book is great. So you just want to place it through the palms of the hands, and you're pressing. You begin to engage your pectoral muscles. So everything's interconnected, right? So we really want to kind of activate here, activate the deltoids, and then you feel how that's connected to your mid and upper back. Palms of the hands press into your block. Feel as you push what's happening in your shoulder blades. So you feel kind of that broadening in the upper back. Now begin to lift the fingertips towards the ceiling and press the block forward. So you're dialing in really specifically with that broadening in the upper back. As you press, notice which muscles you're engaging. So maybe close the eyes. So you turn that gaze inward. So you can feel the tissue in that upper back, in and around the shoulder blades. So you're into the rhombus, you're into the trapezius muscles. You feel a little bit into the pectoral muscles, maybe you even feel the deltoids, the biceps, the triceps. So one action connects all of those major muscles in the upper back and the shoulders. Good. Slowly release your block. Now we're going to make it extra fun. Pull my hair real quick. So we're going to go interlace the fingers. Forearms are going to press down. And you're just going to set it up. So you want to bring the elbows in a little bit closer than you would normally, because you're going to press the elbows wide to make sure you're not kind of moving around on the skin of the forearms or the elbows. And then really plant the peaky edges of the hands and the forearms deep into your mat. Curl the toes under. Lift the knees, just to hover. And then notice, as you're pressing into the forearms, you get that same action in the upper back and the shoulders. So you're infusing circulation into all of those big muscle groups and the fine muscle fibers. Good, keep hovering just a couple inches above your mat. Notice your points of contact to the earth. Feel the muscles wrapping around the bones. Good. Slowly lower the knees down, uncurl the toes, sit the hips back onto the heels, reach the arms up, big breath. Turn the palms, bring the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers. If this is not comfortable onto the heels, you can always come upright. Reach the knuckles back. Maybe it's a soft bend to the elbows, maybe it's a straightening, and you feel that stretch into the frontal body. So really getting into the deltoids, creating that space in the chest cavity. Chin can stay parallel to the floor. You begin to look up. And then you're just dialing into your own range of motion. Keep hugging the palms of the hands together. Hasta Bandha, nice little hand lock. Good, and release, shake it out. Interlace the fingers. Once again, maybe the opposite finger on top, so it feels a little funny. Root the forearms down, going a little bit closer than you would imagine, and then let the elbows go wide. So the elbows are in line with the shoulders, or just slightly narrow of that line. Curl the toes under. Begin to lift the knees. Maybe you linger here, or you take it all the way up into dolphin. You can walk the feet in. Soft bend to the knees if you need it for the hamstrings. Keep the forearms pressing down. Keep the shoulders wide, so you don't want to lose any of that foundation that you built into the upper back and the shoulders. You're pushing the floor away. You feel that broadening in the upper back. So even though you're pretty intensely into a position, you're still finding the integrity of the pose. You're giving yourself space to breathe and to experience. Couple more breaths here. Maybe shake out the head and the neck. Remind yourself it's not weight bearing. One more breath. Exhale, lower the knees down. Option to keep the toes curled under or uncurl. You can sit the hips onto the heels or come upright. Reach the arms up, big breath. Turn the palms, hands behind the back, interlace. So once again, just a reset. Reach the knuckles. Feel the pinky edges lifting up towards the ceiling. And then maybe look up, lean back. One more breath here. Exhale, release, shake it out. Palms of the hands find the mat, curl the toes under, press it back, down dog. 3 rounds of breath here. Any movements that you need to realign. And just notice what the shoulders feel in and around the shoulder blades, that mid back, upper back. Good. Inhale up on the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step, or float, top of your mat. Inhale, lengthens you halfway. Exhale, folds you in. Inhale, rise to stand and reach. Exhale, hands to the heart. So we'll flow Surya Namaskar. Inhale, circle, reach. Exhale, glide and fold. Inhale, halfway extends you. Exhale, hands land. Step it back or float it back. Shift forward. Maybe the knees go down, elbows hug in, chaturanga. Hold. Release to the belly. Inhale, hands at the lower floating ribs. For cobra, if you're moving into up dog, you can come off the thighs. Palms press down, tops of the feet root down. Belly stretches out. Exhale, send it back, down dog. 3 rounds of breath here. And take a look back. Just make sure the heels aren't turning in or out. You got that placement of the balls of the feet deep into your mat. The toes are connected. The heels are aiming to connect, but whether they do, that doesn't really matter here. You just want to feel that extension through the back of the legs. Good. Inhale on the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step, or float, top of the mat. Inhale, offer the heart up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise to stand, reach for tall. Exhale, hands find your heart. Inhale, circle the arms. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Adha Uttanasana, maybe fingers alongside the toes, the shin bones or the thighs. Exhale, let the hands land, step, or float. If you're floating, float chaturanga, maybe with the knees down. Inhale, back bend of choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips high, heels low. Find that broadening in the upper back. Find the broadening of your sitting bones. So you're creating space and integrity. Shake out the head and the neck here. Flutter the lips if you like to do that. Inhale, tippy toes, seat lifts high. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, travel to the top. Inhale, new breath. Exhale, empty the lungs. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart. So we'll do 2 more. Move on your own pace. If you feel like you need a child's pose here, option to take a child's pose. We'll meet together in down dog. I'll kind of keep you posted on my last count. Becomes rhythmic but not rushed. So take your time, really connect to the mobility of your body, that interconnectedness of every little nook and every little toe and pinky and tiny little muscle fibers in between. Starting my last one. If you're in child's pose, couple breaths.
We'll all just meet in down dog when you're ready. Good. Together we'll lift on the toes. Bend the knees, look to the top. Bend the knees, sink the hips, inhale, Utkatasana chair. Bring the arms to cactus arms. Draw the elbows wide. So it's like you're reaching the elbows away from each other. And then hugging the shoulder blades in together. So you feel that broadening of the chest and that squeezing of the back body. Inhale, reach up, extend long, maybe a back bend here. Exhale, fold it forward, out and over. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step, or float. Chaturanga. Inhale. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left leg lifts, big inhale. So start with the left side, big breath in. Exhale, left knee to the left tricep, little tap. You can drop the right knee down if you want. Inhale, left leg flies up and back. Cross it over, left knee, right tricep, tap. Inhale, up and back. Knee to nose, round forward. Arch, press the middle of the back up towards the ceiling. Inhale, up and back. Left knee, left underarm, maybe get a little higher. Inhale, up and back. Left knee, right tricep, a little higher. Squeeze and cinch. Inhale, up and back. Knee to nose, like you're finding that cat pose. Inhale, up and back. One more. Left tricep, up and back. Right tricep, up and back. Knee to nose, look forward. Step the left foot between the palms of the hands. Spin on the back of that right foot, toe slightly forward. Inhale, warrior one. Settle into it. Square the shoulders, square the hips. Check that the left knee is tracking over that left ankle. Turn the palms, hands behind the back, interlace. Feel the heart opener here as you reach the knuckles back. Exhale, fold it out and over to the inside of that left leg. Shake out the head and the neck. Look towards that right inner arch of the foot. Hug the outer hips together and then track the hips more towards the center line of your mat. So you build your foundation, your stability in the lower body so you can find more motion and freedom in the upper body. So you're drawing the knuckles up and then over. Good. Press into the feet. Inhale as you come upright. Release the hands, warrior one. Glide it open, warrior two. Good. Inhale reaches you up. Exhale, sink, warrior two. Inhale, we'll just dance through a few of these. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Good. Last one. Exhale down. Right hand drops. Flip the left, reverse. Exhale. Left forearm, maybe on a block, is a good idea to the inseam of that left foot. Left knee tracks forward. Right arm's going to reach straight up. So right fingertips towards the ceiling. Check that you're still on the outer edge of that right foot and you feel as though kind of you're peeling that femur bone away from the floor. Good. And then for the option into the spine to create a little bit more freedom, reach that palm of the hand back, back, back. So you're still kind of tagged in with that left elbow into the inseam of the left leg, but now you're kind of expanding that wingspan. Send the gaze towards the right thumb. So that's that twisting, cervical spine, thoracic spine. Good. Right hand finds your mat. Crisscross towards the center line of your mat, toes in, heels out. Walking the hands forward, you're going to come onto the fingertips, drop the chest down. So think wide-legged down dog and anahata pose, so heart-melting pose at the same time. Press into the outer edges of the feet, feel that lift through the inseam. Fingertips press, so you're just infusing a lot of energy into those pressure points. And then the shoulders draw wide even here.
Good. Slowly walking the hands back. Track back towards that left foot. Hop the back foot in. Square the hips off here. Soft bend to the left knee. Inhale, heart extends forward. Exhale, fold it out and over, pyramid pose. So press the left big toe down. Press the sole of that left foot. Press the right heel. And then maybe the fingertips start to walk back. Draw the hips slightly forward so you feel that connection of the left big toe to your left hip. And then you can release the head and the neck, give a couple shakes out here. Good. Bend the knees, press the palms, step the left foot back, step the right foot back, high plank, high push-up. Shift forward, chaturanga. Inhale to your up dog, exhale, down dog. Left leg lifts again, so same side. This time, stack the hips, bend the knee, open here. Option to do a couple of circles, or maybe that right forearm drops down, left knee lifts, right heel anchors. And then the gaze can be underneath that left shoulder, left underarm. If the right forearm's down, right arm's gonna lift. Good. Left knee, left tricep, tap. Inhale up and back. Left knee, right tricep, hold. Extend the left leg. Maybe you linger here or lower that left foot down, fallen triangle. And then explore your range of motion with that right arm. Feel yourself anchored so that you can expand and explore. Good. Right hand finds your mat. Hold here. Breathe into that IT band. Good. Left leg up and back. Big inhale. Exhale, left knee towards the nose. Push the floor away. Look between the hands. Step the left foot down once again. Coming to the outer edge of that right foot. Inhale, arms come up. Warrior one. Good. Straighten through the left leg, glide it open, warrior two. So you've been here before. We're just going to float into it. So inhale up, exhale down. Just three of these guys. Two more. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Right palm goes down. Flip the left, reverse. Keep that left knee moving forward as the left fingertips explore back. Exhale, left forearm to the inseam of that left leg. Right arm straight high to the sky. Or turn the palm, turn it into a half bind. Or if you're full binding, you can full bind here. But you really want to keep the chest open. Stay really stable in that lower body. Good. Feel a peeling open just right at the inner groin, the inseam of that left leg. Good. If you're binding, go ahead and release. Left hand's going to stay down. You're going to straighten through the left leg. If you want, you can shorten your triangle pose so that back foot comes in and the toes slightly forward. Left hand down, right arm up. And then dial that right hand back, back, back. Begin to open the chest here and let it just feel really, really good. It's like you can expand and breathe deeper. Good. Right hand down, left hand down. Hop the back foot forward, so pyramid pose once again. But this is where you might want your block because you're taking it into a twist. So right hand can find your block to the inside of that left foot, or more traditionally, you're on the outside of that left foot. Right hand finds your block. Make sure you're tracking that right hip forward. So you hug the hips together. So that creates your stability so that you can extend length through the spine. So crown of the head forward, tailbone back, so you're nice and long. Then right hand anchors. You begin to rotate the chest towards the left side of your mat. Good. And then left arm's going to lift up. So that's your full range of motion here. So a lot of things happening in the body. So you're really anchoring with the feet, stabilizing with the legs, hugging the outer hips for your foundation, and then get length through the spine. Every nourishing in-breath and every exhale is a
opportunity to rinse, to expand into your own range of motion and the freedom of your body. Good. Left hand down, right hand down. Step it back, float it through a vinyasa. We'll meet in down dog. If you need a moment in child's pose, it's there for you. Paddle it out, release it out. Why need child's pose? Might be a really winning option for your practice right now, just to reset and pause. Like to do palms up sometimes, just to broaden the shoulders and find a release in a unique sort of way. It's really not my favorite pose, but I always find it's really good just to kind of tap into some different muscle fibers. Good. If you're in child's pose or down dog, find your way up on your tippy toes. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, top of your mat. Inhale, lengthens you out. Exhale, folds you in. Bend the knees, sink the hips, your old buddy. Utkatasana chair. Utkatasana with the arms wide like goalposts. You feel a release of the shoulders, but you're hugging them in. Relaxing the shoulders out of the ears. So if you find the alignment with the wrists over the elbows, elbows in line with the shoulders, once that's set, take a look down. Make sure you can still see your toes. Sink a little bit deeper into it, draw the shin bones back. Hug the inner thighs together. Good. Exhale, fold it out and over. Inhale, lengthens you, new breath. Exhale, find your way, down dog. Right leg's gonna lift, big inhale. Right knee, right tricep, tap. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, left tricep, tap. Up and back. Knee to nose, you feel the rounding. So just explore what this feels like in the spine, in that thoracic region. So right knee, right tricep, you're stable and neutral. Inhale, up and back, right knee. Left tricep, you find that kind of twisting action. Right leg up and back. Knee to nose, it's like you're protracting, pushing your shoulders mid-back up towards the ceiling. Inhale, up and back, one more time each side. Knee to nose. Let it linger. Look between the hands, step the right foot down. Spin the back heel onto the mat, toes slightly forward. Set it up from your ground, from your foundation, through the legs, hug the hips. Inhale, warrior one. So pretty straightforward, your warrior one. Just feel it for your body. Right knee moves forward, outer edge of the foot secures that back leg. As much power in the front leg as your back leg. Turn the palms, bring the hands behind the back, interlace the unusual way. Reach the knuckles, big breath. Exhale, fold it out and over, humble warrior. So the tendency in humble warrior is for the hips to press towards the right. You want to see if you can track them back towards the left, towards the center of your mat. Really power into the right leg, power into the left leg. Stabilize, like imagine the legs like statues. So then now you can squeeze the palms of the hands and just feel into some new space you can move into by way of the shoulders, kind of unlocking or unhinging into that usual pattern of the hunch forward. Resist the pull of gravity. One more breath here. Press into the feet. Inhale. Take it upright. Nice and slow and steady. Reach the arms up. Straighten through the right leg. Open it up. Warrior two. So I'm going to turn so I'm facing you guys. So warrior two. Inhale up. Exhale. Just dancing it out. You find kind of that rhythm of the flow. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Just nice and easy in the joints, in the movement of the body, just connecting everything in together. And then linger in your warrior two once you're there. Gaze out over the front hand, drop the left, reverse your warrior. Good. Right hand to the inside, maybe on a block is a really nice idea because then you can really stabilize, connect in. You just connect all your goody little dots. Outer edge of the foot, roots down, feel the back leg kind of lifting so that right knee can track forward. And then the fingertips just straight high to the sky. So you want to expand and open. Traditionally, we would reach the arm forward, but I find if the shoulders are tight and the upper back is tight, it's really not getting you anywhere. So if we were focusing on spaciousness, extending the arm skyward is just a really nice option. And then track that hand back. So notice what you can stretch into in the deltoid, and the serratus muscle, that's the muscle underneath your underarm, even by way of the breath expanding into your intercostal muscles. Good. Exhale, left hand down. Walk the hands forward. So you can take the toes in, heels out, maybe the fingertips press down and you just melt the heart, and that feels really good for you. We can also take it into some twists. So fingertips can walk back. You can either have the base of the hand in line with your toe or underneath the chest, or if you feel pretty warmed up in it, maybe the fingertips behind your toe line. So it's going to be a tighter twist. Check that the hips stay really level here. So by doing that, you can press the right hand to your lower back. Good, anchoring down. Inhale, you rotate the chest towards the right, and then that right arm will lift up. A couple of breaths if you're there. If you're in the heart melting pose, option to stay there, or maybe you want to reach for the outer edges of your feet. Good, right hand down, left arm. And then just check that the hips are staying nice and level, so your range of motion is coming from the arms and the thoracic spine rotating, not the hips cheating. Good, left hand down. And then this time, walk the hands back. If you have tripod in your practice, you can do the fingertips facing towards the head, palms rooting, elbows hug in, crown of the head finds your mat. And then you can transition the feet up towards the sky. Option for you if you're going there, or just reach the arms back and just take a really nice stretch as you kind of tuck the head down and breathe into the upper back and the shoulders. Couple breaths, whatever you're playing with here. If you're inverted, just hug the inner thighs together, hug the inseams of the legs together. Feel a lightness on the crown of the head. And you're infusing and utilizing all those tiny muscle fibers that you were finding earlier by way of squeezing your block. So it's not just your back and your shoulders, but it's your pectoral muscles, your arm muscles, like everything's organically drawn together to stabilize. If you're inverted, begin to make your way down, nice and steady and slow. Okay. And then inhale, just let the palms press, come about parallel to the floor with the torso. Good, and then we'll walk it back towards that right foot. Hop that back leg in for pyramid. So soft bend to that right knee, maybe you're on blocks here. Anchor the left big toe down, the sole of the foot. Square the hips out. So you want to feel that left hip moving forward. And so you found earlier, this is just kind of the foundation for that twisting pose that's going to come. Shake out the head and the neck, relax the shoulders. Maybe you lightly walk your fingertips back. So think like a tricycle. These are just the little tri wheels to stabilize, but they're not super weight bearing. They're just there for balance. So like notice if you lift up. So you really want to hug from the core and the center of you. Good. Press the palms, bend that right leg, step the right foot back to meet the left foot, take a vinyasa. or not. You can go straight back into down dog. Couple breaths to paddle out. And then right leg's gonna lift. Stack the hip, bend the knee, open here. You can circle it out. You can also drop that left forearm down and lift the knee high. So you're engaging into the shoulders to stabilize, but you're also finding some really nice space in your right hip and your left hamstring. Good. Left forearm lifts if you have it down. Right leg lifts, big inhale. Square the hips off. Right knee, right tricep, little tap. Inhale, up and back. Right knee, left tricep. Reach the left leg out. Maybe it hovers or you lower down. Fallen triangle, left arm lifts up. Open the wings, expand, explore. Feel a lifting of the hips here. Yep, really nice. Good. And then left hand's gonna find the mat. Take a pause here. Just feel into that IT band. Feel into your outer hip. So a lot of those moments that we've had, we're just connecting them in. Good. Right leg lifts, big inhale. Knee to nose. Look forward. Push the floor away. Look between the hands. Step the right foot down. Spin to the outer edge of that left foot, toe slightly forward. Inhale, bring it up. Warrior one. Good. Glide it open, warrior two. 3 dancing warriors here. So inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down. The good news is we're almost there. Inhale up, exhale down. Good. Left hand down, flip the right, reverse, big inhale. Exhale, right forearm to the inner right thigh. Left arm, left hand straight up towards the ceiling. Option to stay here, like you're juicing a really yummy orange or just kind of lingering in those juices, swimming in the yumminess, or you can turn the palm, find a half bind, or if you're full binding, don't lose the integrity of the pose. So you find the chest peeling back, opening up. Check that the right knee is over the right ankle and tracking over that second toe. Really nice. So your foundation anchors you so you can exploring your mobility, even if it's tiny, tiny little movement or opening. One more breath. Really nice. Awesome, you guys. Good. Slowly release. Left arm up. Good. Left hand comes down. Square out over that right leg. Hop the back leg forward. Take a block if you have one. Twisting pyramid. So just setting up your pyramid. So shorten your stance. Just about 3 feet. Heels press down, big toes press down. Block could go to the inside or the block can go to the outside. When you're ready, set your hand, whatever degree. Check that you're rooting down, hugging that right hip back, left hip forward, and then you get long through the spine. So let the torso track just right over the floor. So you get that extension first, and then begin to peel the body open. Right arm towards the sky. Keep getting long through the vertebrae. So crown of the head reaching forward, tailbone reaching back. If you're on a tight rope, maybe you open the distance of the feet a little bit so it hugs the hips in a more stable sort of way. Good. And then just a couple breaths just to feel here. Good. Right hand down, left hand down. Step it back. Move through your vinyasa. Exhale. Releases you in your down dog. Paddle it out. Lower the knees, uncurl the toes, sink the hips back into the heels, maybe palms up the width of your mat, and then the forehead sinks down. You can feel the hips heavier into the heels. Relax the shoulders. Maybe stay with the palms up towards the ceiling or turn the palms down, or reach the arms alongside the body, palms up. And like a nice little accordion, nice musical instrument, you're just folding in. Feel the warmth of your own body, feel that connection. Come back into your intention of finding freedom by finding freedom in your mobility. Or perhaps you set a new intention. Good. So last part is finding your block. You're gonna create a little L shape on the block. So we pressed earlier. Now you're just gonna kind of squeeze it between your thumb and your forefinger and then place on your mat. So I'm not expecting anybody to really kick up in the floor, but just finding the foundations for what that Panchamanarasana would look like. So if you're feeling very tight in the thoracic, the upper back, this is probably enough just to kind of sit the hips on the heels, press the elbows a little bit closer together, and then you pull them away so you feel that kind of freedom in the upper back and the shoulders. And that could feel really good. So then maybe that's kind of it for you right now. If you're curious about the inversion, you can shift forward, curl the toes under, lift the hips, gazes slightly forward. You can walk the feet in. And then maybe this is kind of it for today. If you want to play around, like maybe one leg lifts, the other leg lifts. If you have the version against the wall and you want to play with that, you can shift your block to the wall. Couple beats here to play around with it. So if an inversion's in your practice for today, feel free to move in that direction. So you're either inverting or finding the fundamentals of that inversion. You want to bring your base of your hand in between your eyebrows and let the hand just rest on your head. So where your middle finger goes is typically the hardest place on the crown of your head. So it's kind of that very kind of top center. And then that is anytime you're coming onto the floor, you want to aim to be in that spot. And not that we're putting a lot of pressure onto it. I just want everybody to kind of move safely. So you're going to come on the knees, toes are going to curl under. You can, everybody's body's a little different, so we could all kind of start just like hugging the back of the thighs. Draw the chin into the chest, and then the head's going to lower down. You're going to find that hard spot you found a moment ago. And then maybe this is it, or you can slide the hands down to the knees, or if you can reach back for the outer edges of the feet, keep the chin drawing towards the chest, tuck the head, and then lift the hips. And you're just going to breathe. Breathe into the back of the lungs. Breathe into the back body. Maybe you feel that right shoulder, left shoulder, a little wiggle from side to side. You can draw the head closer to the knees. Lift the hips once again. Okay, and then lower down. Palms pressed down. Drop the belly. Inhale, just reset. Exhale, round for cat. Then drop the belly. Inhale, look up like nothing ever happened that whole practice. Your body feels looser, but you have no idea where your journey took you. And then we'll bring the left knee behind that left wrist. Right leg extends back. Finding your pigeon. Fingertips pressed. You can also take this on your back if you kind of want to release the back body down more. Otherwise, sinking into the hips. So if the hips are still tight, pigeon pose is really great. If you're feeling really good in the shoulders and the hips are just kind of a secondary, take eye of the needle on the back. And then option here, just to stay here. I've been kind of diving into these shoulder openers pretty heavily the last like 2 months of life. You can reach the right hand through, scoop all the way, right shoulder down, left palm becomes a little pillow for that right temple, and you just take a bit of a twist. And then the twist is nice for your breathing in and around the tissues for your thoracic spine. So let the mind's eye go to the tailbone, track up through the tailbone, the vertebrae of the lumbar spine, and then just noticing the space where your ribs connect to your spinal cord. That's the start of the thoracic band, so T12. And then those next 12 vertebrae that your ribs connect to is that thoracic band where it gives you the side to side and the twisting motions. And that's where I want your mind's eye to just reside. So every inhale, focus that space, nourishing on the in breath, and then just decompressing on the out breath. Feel a freedom in the movement. Feel the muscles rejuvenated. Slowly, with your next breath, begin to take yourself up. Palms pressed. You can transition through a vinyasa. Maybe it's a three-legged vinyasa, or maybe it's just cat-cow pose. Feels good there. So many different bodies, so many different things that might feel the most resetting. And then we'll take right knee behind the right wrist, left arm, left leg's gonna extend back. Cushion yourself wherever you might need that cushion. Fingertips press, inhale long through the spine. Exhale, you take it forward. If you're wanting that reset on the back body, eye of the needle is your go-to. And you can stay here in your traditional pigeon, or left arm is going to reach towards the right knee, extend all the way, feel the shoulder scooping under, right hand becomes a pillow for that left temple. Feel the shoulders just peeling away from the ears. And breathing in and around the shoulder blades, the transverse muscles on either side of the spine. Instead of the heaviness that we often feel, and as the tired comes into our body, or the stress or the overwhelmed, we feel that rounding. But now you're finding that space so you feel more open, more expansive, more rested, not just in the mind, but in the muscles, the actual physicality of your body, a replenishing of the energy in those cells. And hopefully alleviating any pain or discomfort that maybe you had been feeling or periodically feel in those areas. Slowly bringing yourself out of that twist if you're in it, and then pigeon, maneuvering out, maybe chaturanga, Last vinyasa or last cat-cow breath and movement. And you're gonna ripple forward. So if you want to go the traditional route, you can do Shavasana on your back or maybe legs up the wall. But I was actually leaning into a belly Shavasana. So belly comes down, palm and palm, palms down. You just create a nice little pillow with your third eye, your forehead. And curl the right toe under, just kind of lift that right thigh, lengthen through the leg, lower down. Left toe curls under, lengthen the leg, lower down. So you feel that reach of the tailbone now, that spaciousness in the lower back, pelvic floor, mid back, thoracic region, through the back of the neck. And you're softening the body into the floor so that you can spread out, releasing the muscle, releasing the joints. Take a breath in through the nose, expand the length of the spine. Feel that nourishing in-breath. Exhale, so you're an ice cube in the sun. You're just melting down into your mat. Big breath in, and you expand that breath all the way to your toes this time. Feeling all of those cells interconnected. The spaciousness of your thoracic spine then becomes the spaciousness of your entire body. The freedom of mobility. Shavasana. Slowly begin to bring a little movement to the feet and the legs. You can give a little shift from side to side. Maybe bend at the knees and windshield wiper the legs. And circle it out. One direction and the other. And slowly peeling up the torso. You can take a roll just to the right side. Right arm becomes a little pillow for your right shoulder, your right ear. And then slowly continue with your transition into a comfortable seat. You can sit on your heels or you can sit on a block. And feel free to keep the eyes closed as you transition upright. And then just notice the natural arrival of your body upright. Notice how your spine feels. Notice how your mid back, upper back, your shoulders, even the neck, the cervical spine. Just notice how you feel just arriving into that space. Not manipulating to feel any which way, but just noticing how you do feel. Do you feel taller? Do you feel lighter? Do you feel more expansive? Is the heart open? You just notice. Notice how you arrive upright. Bring the palms together to your heart space, bowing the chin to the chest. Moment of gratitude here for your mobility of your body, that freedom of movement. Gratitude for your practice to arrive into those places of freedom, mind, body, and spirit. Gratitude for our community, near and far. I thank you for your time and your energy. It's an honor and a privilege to guide you through this practice. Namaste.